My name is Grace Hemenway, and today I have a very special guest here with me. Our guest has been doing karate since she was 4 years old, and she instantly knew that she would love and karate would become her passion. She's a national champion 2021 and has been part of the Team USA for 2 years. She has represented the US in the 2022 Pan American Championships in Mexico City and managed to win a bronze medal. She also did a youth league medalist both in kata and kumite. And she is also a member of the Adidas AFS team. So, Gabriela, tell us about yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Gabriela. First of all, thank you so much for having me, Grace. As you may know, I am very passionate about karate. I've been training since I was 4 years old, but I recently just started really doing it competitively and taking it extremely serious around when COVID started. I really started pushing myself. I started working with one of my close, not only sensei, but one of my close friends, Sensei Joseph, mainly in kata, and obviously my home school, Kenshinkan. We are in West Palm Beach, Komite, with my main sensei, Sensei Alex. So yeah, I've competed in various tournaments. I'm part of the US team, and my next big goal is going to Venice in December.
Interesting. So describe the beginnings in karate for you.
So karate for me, obviously, again, I started when I was 4, but at first it was really just a hobby. It was just something I did after school. I really didn't think much of it at first, but then obviously I started being introduced to competitions, to not only what karate was competitively, but also as a lifestyle, and I just started falling in love with the sport as I got older.
Interesting. So why did you actually choose karate over any other sport? Is there kind of a story to it?
Yeah. So when I was in pre-K, each day of the week, we would get a new fine arts teacher. So one day would be like ballet, another day would be like a painting teacher would come in, and I remember once every week a karate teacher would come in, and I remember him wearing a black gi, and we would really just pass around medicine balls. And at the time I was obsessed with the movie Karate Kid, so I knew kind of what karate looked like, and I knew that that was not karate. I don't know, it just really interested me, and I asked my parents immediately to please find a school for me to join, and yeah, I've been in the same school since.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Hello.
So how important is conditioning to you? For example, running, going to the gym.
Conditioning is an extremely important aspect of the sport, as it is. When I go to compete, since I do kata and kumite, I normally have several rounds of each. If let's say I have kata one day and then kumite the next, or I have kata and kumite both one day. So I definitely have to train not only my conditioning, but my stamina in order to keep up my performance throughout the whole tournament.
What is karate to you? I mean, I like to do both sport, self-defense. For me, it's kind of a mix of 3: traditional, sport, karate, and also self-defense. What is it for you?
For me, karate, it's not only a sport, but it's really just a way of life. I know many of my friends that have joined and have if any, have mental issues. I know that helps a lot. It's just a way for, it's a way for you to connect to the real world and see not only things through your point of view, but through others. So it gives you different perspectives on the world, and it gives you a better understanding of your surroundings.
Interesting. That's very, very interesting. So Being a young athlete and evolving into an advanced level in your sport, what do you consider to be the major difference in karate and like other sports like basketball or volleyball or soccer?
I personally think that karate trains your whole entire body, not only physically, but mentally. You have to be really, I don't get a certain movement or a certain technique right. And you have to be both mentally and physically strong. And I know soccer, they mainly focus on legs since they're always running and passing the balls, or like basketball is more like uh, shooting the ball. I think karate is you just use your whole entire body. And not only that, but you have to learn how to use your body in order to perform at your best ability.
Hmm. So, how do you, by yourself or sometimes before a tournament, how do you prepare physically before a very important tournament, like for example, one of your Team USA tournaments?
Before any tournament, I like to prep a couple, if not weeks, like a couple months in advance. I like to get everything situated. I have a nutritionist. I like to talk to her. Maybe I have to go up a certain weight class, or I have to go down a certain weight class, or I could lose a certain amount of weight in order to be faster, or have an advantage, whatever it may be. I like to have everything pre-planned. That way, the day of competition, all I have to worry about is myself and my mentality and getting myself ready to actually do what I know to do, which is perform. And yeah, before I go in, I like to put in music, put my AirPods in, um, and just really block out the whole entire world and just think of, like, try to calm myself down and give myself enough confidence to say I got this. I'm about to perform.
That is amazing. Very, very amazing. I mean, for me, how I prepare physically, I kind of just almost do the same exact thing, but I kind of sing my own songs in my head, then just start jumping up and down and like punching.
Yeah.
What training advice would you give to someone or to those who wish to start a training program or who would like who have started karate and who want to kind of be prepared to compete at a national level or international levels of competition?
What I would tell them is that you have to want it, you have to love it, and you have to know where you're willing to be, and what risks and what sacrifices you're willing to make in order to reach a certain goal. So I know sometimes it might be extremely frustrating, or it feels like you're at plateau, or you're not going anywhere, where you don't see any improvement. But I like to say, as long as you don't stop, there has to be improvement. So just you have to be really mentally strong, and you have to really be positive in the most pessimistic times.
Interesting. So, if you had a time machine and you could go back in time to see your younger self when you were 4 years old or older than that, what exactly would you say to yourself?
Um, Honestly, if um, to go back in time and to tell my 4-year-old self, I would I would tell them that I would tell myself that I am exactly where I dreamt I was going to be, and that no matter how hard it gets, and no matter how difficult and how frustrating, you this is what you love, and this is what is meant for you. So just keep pushing and don't give up.
Okay, okay, nice. So, what is like your favorite quote or kind of like a favorite affirmation you
I always like to go by the saying, actually, this is something I don't know, I was just one day thinking about a competition or what I could have done better at, because I know I wasn't completely satisfied with my performance. But I told myself, your failure must feed your ambition. So whatever you did wrong, because if you win and you win and you win and you win, it gets repetitive and you don't learn from anything, and it's just you're doing the same exact thing, and you just kind of lose your passion for it because you don't have a challenge. But when you lose, that gives you more hunger to come back, even
Hmm,
feed your ambition.
interesting. That's very interesting. I mean, for me, my favorite affirmation is probably I'm strong because sometimes I feel that I'm like very weak because I always feel like people are always on top of me. And I get so mad, I'm just like, I want to win this. So, yeah, making me think that like I'm strong, that makes me feel good about myself and makes me feel like I'm gonna try my best and do my best in this competition or this open thing.
Yeah, of course.
What are two actions you would suggest to our viewers to take identity or their unique code for greatness?
I think you just really have to believe in yourself. You have to know what you're capable of, and you as hard as it sounds, obviously it's easier said than done. You can't doubt yourself because sometimes you're your worst enemy, and you plant those seeds of doubt.
Hmm, interesting. How do you by yourself define leadership?
I think um, leadership to being in front of anybody. So I think leaders, instead of uh, mandating or telling others what to do, they help and they guide you, and they're in the process with you. They don't see themselves as anything better or higher than you. Instead, they make you feel welcome, and they make you feel at one, and they make you feel relatable. So I think that's what leadership is.
Hmm. What keeps you up at night when you have just finished your tournament and you didn't get gold like you wanted or you didn't medal? What keeps you up at night?
Honestly, my matches. If anything, if where it is a kata performance or kumite fight, um, I just really like go over whether it's like 2 minutes for my match or like the certain time I took doing my kata. I would say I replay that in my head over and over and over again. And I'm such a perfectionist that I like pinpoint everything that I should have done better, and I just get angry at myself. But I learned to calm down and to embrace to
Hmm,
embrace everything.
interesting. So, how do you plan your kind of like work days to train for karate?
Um, to balance because of school. So my school is a little bit further away from where I live. So sometimes I may get home a little later, have to do homework, eat, and then obviously I spend the rest of my hours at karate. But I really just try to go day by day. Uh, I normally train kumite Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and then kata is Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays as well. So it's just strength training. I go to the gym, so it's really just from what my sensei sends me, like my routines or like my strength trainings, and yeah, thankfully have a great support team, Sensei Maria, Sensei Alex, where they all, Sensei Joseph as well, where they all kind of collectively day-to-day routine for training.
Hmm. Yeah, that's amazing. What brings you joy in life other than karate?
I would say um, friends, family. Obviously, I love spending time with my friends, going out to movies, doing just day-to-day things, because I know sometimes it may just seem that I'm doing karate, 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 karate. So just having free time to be a normal kid is, I think that's definitely great. That brings me joy. And even missing practice once in a blue moon, because I never miss, but even like that one day I get to miss because I have something planned with my friends. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air.
Interesting. What are you exactly grateful for in life?
I would say I'm super grateful for the environment I was raised in. My parents, they're super supporting. They have made so many sacrifices to be able to send me to these international tournaments, nationals, even local tournaments is always a sacrifice. And I'm just thankful for the way they push me and the way they support me and the way that they they just have been such a great support system. Obviously, as well my senseis, just I think everything that surrounds me at this moment is where it's supposed to be. So I think I'm just grateful for life in general.
Hmm. To me, I think I'm mostly grateful for my senseis and my parents, but mostly my senseis because they're always like helping me improve in what I have to learn and kind of recreate, make myself better.
Of course, they play a major role.
Yeah. So, what is one piece of advice you'd give to someone, like just one little person that would like to do exactly what you're doing?
I would say it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be painful. It's you're gonna cry. You're gonna have happy moments. It's gonna be a roller coaster, but you have to stay focused and you have to keep in mind and be mindful of what it is you want and what you want to achieve. And anything that's easy is not worth doing. So you have to be uncomfortable in order to achieve your dreams.
I agree. I agree very much. Interesting. So, what is a key resource that has helped you like along the way of your career?
I would say obviously my senseis, my parents, obviously just their support and their love towards me and never being there for me whenever I need them the most, especially whenever I have like my mental blocks, whenever I feel like I don't know, just one day is just a little worse than others. They're always there to help support me and build me up. So I would say they're a key feature to what I have accomplished. And everything I have done is not only what my doing, but their doing as well. Everybody has taken a part in it.
Interesting. Very interesting. Um, what have you read on Instagram or Facebook that has recently inspired you to kind of be a better person in any way?
I would say I see a lot of those posts on Instagram where it's like a big iceberg, and then like the biggest part or like the inferior part of the iceberg is covered by water, which is something nobody can see, and then you can only see like what people see is like the peak of the iceberg, and that's where you're standing, and that's like, oh, you reached your goal, but nobody sees what's behind that, all the sacrifices, all the hard trainings, all the mental blocks, or like or the confidence, everything that has to go in to achieving your goal. So I think that's one of the posts that inspires me the most.
Where can viewers or anyone that's watching connect to you online?
My main platform is Instagram. It's Gabriela Karate underscore. And yeah, I think that's what I mainly use. That's what I mainly post on.
Hmm. Who are some people or some friends that you'd like to want me to give a big shout out for you?
Big shout out to obviously all my teammates from karate. They all have become my best friends. Sensei Alex, Sensei Maria for the incredible support and all their love, Sensei Joseph, and obviously my parents.
Well, shout out to all of them. Thank you for helping her. That's so amazing. What is one takeaway you want our viewers to walk away with from our conversation today?
I would say don't be afraid to dream big, because anything that you put your mind to, it's anything you can achieve. Only you can determine how far you're willing to go or how far you want to go. So I would say really anything is possible as long as you have the will to do it.
Interesting. That's very interesting. Well, thank you, Gabriela, for joining me today. It was a great opportunity to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and bye-bye.